Hey everybody, welcome to the Moto Mule YouTube channel and part 6 of the mini Grave Digger monster truck build. If this is the first video of this build series that you've seen, be sure to go back and check out parts 1 through 5 as well. The goal for this video is to get that old donor quad running, pull the engine out of it, and stuff it in the Grave Digger chassis. Let's begin! I brought the old donor quad into the shop, parked it next to the mini Grave Digger monster truck. And man, you put these two things next to each other and the little Grave Digger doesn't look quite so obscenely large. So the plan for now is to get this quad running. Like I mentioned in a previous video, it does not have a carburetor. It sat forever and previous owner lost the carburetor for it. The guys over at procycle.us hooked me up with a new carburetor for this thing. It's not the factory carburetor that would have come with this, but it's just a basic, genuine Mikuni round slide carburetor. So I got the manifold to hook it up to this engine, the carburetor, selection of jets so I can tune this thing in, and a uni air filter. I just want to give you guys fair warning up front. I paid very little money for this quad. You know, it doesn't run at the moment. I hope that I can get it running. I'm pretty confident that I will be able to. But I just wanted to give you guys a heads up that I'm not going to be gentle with getting it running or getting the engine out of it. And what I mean by that is I'm not afraid to just start hacking away at the frame or whatever to just make things easier and faster to get the engine out of it. I'm sure I will end up saving the suspension and stuff off of this, the other pieces of the drivetrain, the rear axle, the front suspension, and other things that I could use on future projects. But you've been warned. I won't be afraid to just start hacking away at this thing. Before I start hacking away at this thing, I just wanted to get one last shot of this really cool sticker on the side. I'm just tickled that it's got a 454 in it. That's going to be pretty cool to make some 454 stickers to put on the side of the mini Grave Digger when it's all done. Okay, let's start rearranging things in the shop and give ourselves work room so that we can start getting this thing running and then yank the engine out of it. Alright, I've removed some of the plastic and the gas tank and seat and such so I can have a little better access to where the carburetor needs to go. But I'm struggling to remove the old intake boot, which is just a little too small to fit the new carburetor. So as I mentioned before, I'm just going to cut my way in and just cut enough out of there so I can get an impact driver in there to try to remove those screws. For some silly reason, they decided to use Phillips head screws to hold that intake boot on there, which, I don't know. I won't use that when I put it back on. Well, that was way more difficult than I ever thought it would be. You probably saw in the time lapse there that I cut away the frame trying to get an impact driver in there to try to get those screws out. That failed, so I ended up drilling into the head of each one of those screws and using an easy out to get them out. I've got them right over here. Hopefully this thing will focus on there. You can see that I drilled into each one of them. Used an easy out to get them out. So I definitely will not be using Phillips head screws when I put this thing back together. Hey, also I wanted to show you guys, I got this cool new Bluetooth speaker from KOVE. They sent it to me thinking that I could use it to fill my shop up with tunes as I work on projects. So let me tell you a little bit about this speaker. So this is the KOVE Commuter Bluetooth speaker. We've had it for a couple weeks now. Both my wife and I thoroughly enjoy this thing. It's super easy to sync up with any Bluetooth device. Even somebody technology challenged like myself easily hooked it up to my cell phone. It's not too heavy, but it's got enough weight to it that it feels like a quality unit. It goes crazy loud, and it's kind of neat. You just, right here on the top of it, there's a dial that you turn, and it gets crazy loud. It's pretty awesome. Fill this entire shop with sound. And right on the top of the unit, you can just swipe and pick a different song. If one comes on that you're not quite too fond of, you just swipe it again and you got another one. It's got two different modes, a normal mode and then a high bass mode where you can really get it thumping. I'm really excited to have this thing for some tunes in the shop, but honestly I'm even more excited to take it camping. We enjoy going to the sand dunes, and it'd be just excellent to set this thing up on the table and be able to have music playing in the campsite. I'm really looking forward to that. So it's water resistant, and somewhere in the literature it makes a comment that it's great next to the hot tub, not in it. And the battery lasts, I used it for 6 hours straight and it didn't die, and evidently it'll go for up to 8 hours on one single charge. When you got it in the shop or anywhere and you're listening to music on it and you get a phone call, you can take the phone call right on the speaker. I'm talking to you right now through the speaker. It's pretty cool.
Oh yeah, it's a cool speaker.
I know. It's awesome.
You really like it.
Be sure to go check out the reviews on this KOVE Commuter Bluetooth speaker. Everybody raves about it. It is a very high quality unit. I thoroughly enjoy it. Check out the link in the description of this video and get your own KOVE Commuter Bluetooth speaker for 65% off. Just make sure you use the code MOTO65. Alright, go check it out. Alright, let's get back to getting this old quad running. Alright, I got the new manifold for the new carburetor. We'll put it on this nice cleaned up surface, and of course, I'm not going to use Phillips flathead screws to attach this one. I've got a couple socket head cap screws that I'll use to attach it. So if I ever do need to remove it again, it'll be a lot easier. Alright, I got the Mikuni carb all mounted in there. I had to do a little jerry rigging with the throttle cable, but you can see the slide move up and down with the throttle. So we got it working enough that we could test this thing. Mounted the trusty old XR400 tank on here. If you watched any of my other videos, you saw me use this to start the golf cart street bike engine as well. So I'll throw a battery in here and we'll give this thing a go. I have no idea if the jetting is going to be close, so we'll just have to wait and see. Alright, here's the moment of truth. I've got a little bit of gas in the carburetor, hooked up a battery, got fire extinguisher ready, got the bike in neutral, got the key on, turn the choke on. Let's see what happens. Evidently there was a wasp's nest in the exhaust because it's shooting bees out the exhaust. Oh gosh. Oh wow. Hopefully you can see the bees there. I think, what am I gonna do? Well, wasn't that fun? I didn't need a fire extinguisher, but I sure wish I would have had some bee spray. Carb works pretty good in there. And yeah, just don't say anything. Well, we've proven that it runs pretty good. The time has come to yank that engine out of there and put it in here. Houston, we have a problem. When you push the mini gravedigger forward, the input for the differential spins clockwise. But when you push the quad forward, the input for the differential spins counterclockwise. Luckily, when you look at the front differential on the quad and push it forward, it spins clockwise. All right, we'll just put the engine into the gravedigger backwards. crisis averted. Well, I gotta say, I think this thing looks better without the plastics. Alright, now I need to kind of pay attention to the wiring, plumbing of the radiator, those kinds of things, and then just yard this engine out. This old quad is officially an organ donor. It gave up its heart for a transplant. Honestly, I think there's a few other things that this quad might donate in the future. That IFS front end looks pretty nice. And possibly the rear end. We'll see. Hey Lyle, tell me about this engine in your monster truck.
Okay, this is the... I forgot the name.
It's an air cleaner.
Air cleaner.
Carburetor.
454 engine. And then, guess what we have over here? This is the body that we're going to put on this thing.
Yeah?
And these are the lower links.
Yeah, you're right.
Wait, what are these?
Those are the lower links
A
also.
lower links and the axles.
Yep.
And the tires. Don't forget about the tires.
Alright, so obviously the engine is just sitting in there. I haven't made mounts for it yet or anything. In the next video we will do that. But this will give you a good idea of kind of how it all is going to go together. I had to turn the engine around backwards, like I mentioned before, because of the rotation of the drive shafts. And yeah, we'll have the world's shortest drive shafts here. Hopefully you can kind of see that. You got the what was the front output of the engine will now feed the rear axle. And then this flange up here was the rear output, and that will now feed the front axle. If I don't end up stretching the body, this is about what it's going to end up looking like. And I wanted to mention that yes, I will be building a roll cage above this. The chassis obviously is not done. There's just enough there of a cradle to hold the engine and get the suspension pieces in place. Obviously I'll need more chassis to connect shocks to and mount a seat to and all that kind of stuff. So don't worry, it will have a roll cage.